career helping other people deal with the emotional process of moving to a new home, what she's now dealing with after flames destroyed most of her neighborhood. Bring in Tanya Memme. She shared photos and videos of her neighborhood. You can see here just the apocalyptic scenes in Pacific Palisades, with almost every home on her street destroyed. Tanya, thanks very much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
Tanya, we should also note, of course, you've made a living working on a show called Sell This House that was on A&E and on other programs that are related to that. You help people go through the emotional process of buying, selling a home. When you think about what home means to people, how do you, given that experience that you have, understand what everyone is going through?
Yeah, it's I would have never ever thought that I'd ever be in a situation like this. I worked on the show for 12 years. I worked on like 5 different home design shows, and now I'm a real estate agent. And I've always been there for people that has everything to do with their homes. And I'm asking for help, and it's very, very, very difficult, you know. Yeah, I have no words. It's like, it's just very difficult to be in this situation too. But I'm just so happy with everybody that's reached out. I mean, I'm talking to people I haven't spoken to in years, and the love and the support. I can't tell everybody how thankful and grateful I am. And I'm trying to stay strong for my daughter and for my family and for my friends that have lost absolutely everything. And we don't know what this means moving forward. We don't know what life is going to look like tomorrow, let alone a month from now. And there's just a lot of unanswered questions, and everybody's very scared. And yeah, it's a very scary time.
Yeah, well, Tanya, our thoughts are with you, of course, with your daughter, who, and all of the children who have been swept up in this. It's really particularly heartbreaking, and we do very much appreciate you taking a little bit of time to talk with us today. Thank you. Yeah. So from the video that you shared, the fire looks like it would burn one house, skip others, and you're calling yourself one of the lucky ones. What happened to you, and why do you think it played out this way?
I mean, there's no rhyme or reason why some houses survived and some didn't. Our house survived in a little pod of about 4 homes, and for miles all around it, there's just sheer destruction. So, you know, a lot of the houses that did survive, it's like, we're sitting here going, we're dealing with survival guilt at the same time, but then we also don't know what that means. Like, does that mean that because there's lots of, we're being told there's smoke damage, and the power's out, of course, and the water is toxic and the air is toxic, and, you know, we may have to gut our house. We don't know. So there's just a lot of unanswered questions, and it's been a very stressful time. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even knowing that your house is still standing, what does it mean, and how can you grapple with the reality that even if you are able to move back in to your home, the surrounding community, I mean, your neighbors are gone, the schools are gone?
Yeah, we're not going to be moving into our house anytime soon. I mean, and it's also like, when you see the destruction, maybe you can see in some of the videos, but it's like even just driving my 13-year-old daughter through the town, up the street, up the next street. I mean, it's kind of it's very unlivable right now. And it's devastating. It's devastating. Most of my friends and family, they've all lost their homes. We were stuck in the gridlock that your reporter was just talking about a minute ago. I was there. I was like a couple hundred feet from the cars that people had to get out of their cars and run. I was stuck in my car trying to evacuate, total gridlock with fire all the way around. I was stuck in the car with my mom and my cat. And it was I was in there for 2 hours, and we couldn't move. And it was very, very devastating, very total chaos. There were cars like going in the other lane. So then the fire trucks couldn't get through, and police cars couldn't get through. And, you know, every time we would get a little break in the movement, other cars would, you know, go in front. And when the fire started coming closer and closer on both sides, it was traumatizing. Yeah.
It sounds incredibly traumatizing. What was the difference between those who were able to get out in their cars? Were you able to get out in your cars, and those who had to leave them behind?
The only difference is that I was probably a couple hundred feet away from Palisades Drive. So if you know the area, Palisades Drive is kind of coming south down the street towards Sunset Boulevard. I was on Sunset, and everybody on Sunset was going so quickly past Palisades Drive that the people on Palisades Drive couldn't move because nobody was letting them go down that street to go onto Sunset. There was only one way out of the Highlands. There was only one way out. And so those cars had to wait and wait and wait because Sunset, no one was listening to traffic. You know, there was lights, traffic lights, no one's abiding by anything. There were no policemen there, you know, guiding traffic. It was a complete mess. Everyone was out for their own, and it was very difficult. So they got stuck there, and the police and firemen asked them to just ditch their car, grab whatever they could, and run. Like it was that. That's what happened.
Just
Yeah,
unbelievable.